You ever notice how sometimes the thing that really gets you moving isn't the dream, it's the enemy? Not always a person, but something that stands in your way, a challenge, a memory, a moment that just won't let you rest. Not some villain with a cape, sometimes it's an idea, a situation, or even a memory that just lights a fire under you. It's that feeling deep down that says, I can't let this be my story. Let me give you a real story. One that shows how the right enemy can change everything. Patrick Bet David grew up in Iran, not exactly the easiest place during a war. Imagine being a kid, hearing sirens, seeing fear in the eyes of your neighbors, and wondering if tomorrow will look any different. Everything around him was chaos. The world he knew was unpredictable and every day felt like a battle just to get by. Eventually he and his family make it to America. Land of opportunity, right? A place where you can start over, dream big and build a new life from scratch. Except, Patrick's grades? 1.8 GPA? Career path? Non-existent. He was lost, drifting, not sure where he fit in or what he was supposed to do. The guy was out clubbing almost every night, chasing fun, but not chasing purpose. He was living for the moment, but deep down, he knew something was missing. Now, here's where everything changes. Sometimes, it takes just one moment to flip your whole world upside down. Christmas Eve. He's with his dad, visiting family. The room is filled with laughter, but there's an undercurrent of something heavier. Someone says, real casual, Patrick's dad was a brilliant chemist in Iran. Now he's just working in a dollar store. The words hang in the air, and suddenly the mood shifts. That one comment? It hit him. Hard. It was like a punch to the gut, a reminder of everything his family had sacrificed. He walked out, angry, not at the person, but at the idea. The idea that his dad's whole life, all that brilliance, was just gonna fade out and be forgotten. That all the struggle, all the talent would end in silence. That was the moment Patrick found his enemy. It wasn't a person, it was disrespect. It was the world telling him and his family, you don't matter here. It was the thought that his father's story would end as a tragedy, that his family's journey would be forgotten, lost in the noise. That became his fuel. That pain, that anger turned into energy. He decided he would rewrite the ending. So what did he do? He took that anger, and he built. He started to see every setback as a reason to push harder, every doubt as a challenge to prove wrong. First he started a financial services firm. He learned the business, hustled, and refused to let his past define his future. Then, Valuetainment, a podcast and YouTube channel millions of people watch for business and life advice. He became a voice for those who felt overlooked. He wrote books, inspired entrepreneurs, and built a brand around giving people the tools to change their lives. He made it his mission to help others find their own fuel. But it all started with an enemy. A moment that made him say, not on my watch. He refused to let his father's story end in defeat. Now let's talk about you. Because everyone has something they're fighting against, even if they don't realize it yet. How do you find that spark? Here's what works. You have to dig deep and get honest about what really drives you. Step 1. Find your emotional fuel. What's the thing that keeps you up at night? The thing you can't stand to see happen again? For Patrick, it was his father's legacy. For you, maybe it's proving someone wrong, breaking a family cycle. Maybe it's making sure your kids have a better shot than you did, protecting your own future or someone you love. Or maybe it's about showing the world what you're really made of. Step 2. Make a plan. Don't just wish for things to change, map out how you'll make it happen. Big dreams are mountains, don't try to skip to the top. Every summit is reached one step at a time, and every step counts. Break them down into steps you can actually climb. Make each goal small enough to tackle but big enough to matter. Step 3. Organize your attack. Write it down, schedule it. Make it real by putting it on paper and holding yourself accountable. Then execute every single day. Even when you don't feel like it, even when nobody's watching. Here's the truth. If your goal is only logical, you'll quit when it gets tough. Logic alone won't get you through the hard days. If it's emotional and logical, you'll find a way. You'll keep going, because you have something bigger than yourself to fight for. So, choose your enemies wisely. The right enemy can become your greatest teacher, your strongest motivator. The right enemy can destroy you, sure, but it can also show you what you're really made of, and push you to places you never thought you could reach. But it can also push you to greatness. It can turn pain into power, and setbacks into comebacks. For Patrick, it wasn't about revenge, it was about honor, about making sure his father's sacrifice meant something. Ask yourself, who or what am I fighting against? What's the story you refuse to let end in defeat? Because once you know, you can turn that fight into your future. You can use it to build something that lasts. Hold up the soccer ball like a trophy. That's how you win. Not just for yourself, but for everyone who came before you, and everyone who's watching you now.